YouTube, Benton from the bedroom here. So, it's Tomin Tuesday, recorded on a Thursday, and played on whatever day. Yeah. Benton from the bedroom, and if I didn't say that already, Benton from the bedroom. Benton from the bedroom. So, I'm just going to show you, I've had a couple people comment, look, I don't know what I'm doing, and I've been playing the same stuff since I taught myself as a kid, and I picked up tricks here and there from this person and that person, so I steal from everybody, but a little bit of delay, distortion, a wah-wah pedal, and a great, and it could be an inexpensive guitar like this Harley Benton. This is the Slash copycat. I even forgot the name, whatever they call it, but it's it's a single cut LP Deluxe 550 dos. So I just changed the knobs because these look cooler. I like them. They look better and they're fatter. But if you see a lot of my videos, I play a lot of the stuff over and over again, and I'm taking stuff that I've been doing for years. And I always start off with, like I'll do like that, and then I'll do. So I incorporate that into everything that I'm doing. So and saying just like. And I'll just take that little bit. Just like this, you know what this is. Santana. So, I take a little bit from everybody that I've learned and I pick up, and I incorporate it into what I'm playing. And I'll do like... It's really, what is it? The national anthem. And that's where I get it. The classic, it's a classic lick that's really played throughout the century of rock and roll. Sorry, I messed it up. So let me go backwards. Is that right there, that lick right there. And I always start off everything with... always use that pattern, and once I was told that's the Eric Clapton pattern, but it's been that's been used in so many rock and roll songs that I just incorporate it in what I'm doing. The Jeff Beck thing. I always put that in, so whatever this pattern is here, which is... I'm always doing that. I'm just speed picking it, really. Just like I'll do this, if you recognize this. Let me try it this way. Yeah, Close Encounters. So, I'm taking a little bit of this, that, Jimi Hendrix all the time. I'm always doing that. That's just one here and one here. And just playing that. And again, once I figured it out by listening to it, and I remember when VHS came out, I bought everything on VHS, anything that had anything to do with anyone playing guitar, especially Jimi Hendrix, Van Halen, and anything relating to Bruce Lee. And now that you have YouTube, you could watch endless videos on all of that. So those are my Those are my two things right there on equal ends of the spectrum. You know, it was guitar and it was Bruce Lee. So, and it was everybody from guitar. My first guy was Richie Blackmore. It's fortunately that I got to meet my heroes. Yeah, I got to meet Richie Blackmore. I got to hang out with Eddie Van Halen, and I would have never thought this would have happened. The time when I first heard Eruption on the radio, working late, you know, at night, and I hear it, and I'm like, I thought like, you know, I was in church. I thought like the heavens opened up and an angel was gonna come through the ceiling. I was like, who is that? You know, I gotta know who that, I gotta have that album, I gotta get all their stuff. So yeah, those are just the little things that, you know, that I do. I'm always playing the same thing, but I just mix it up. And a lot of times I do it completely by accident, and I'll tell you why. Because I'm dyslexic, and I read backwards, I write backwards, I sometimes say things backwards. I sometimes, when I hear someone, I have to hear it play back in my head because I hear it backwards. I know it's completely screwy, but when I'm playing, sometimes I'll play it backwards, and I've done that before. I've had it where I've done, you know, that's why I say, yeah, one take Beanie, and then I play it back, and I'm listening to it, and I'm like, what the, and then because I just want to make sure it sounds okay. Then I look at it, I'm like, oh, I'm playing that thing backwards. How did I do that? But sometimes I do it, like I said, with the, you know, with the, what is it? See, I can't even, when I want to do it, I can't happen. See what I mean? So I'll do that totally by accident. But everything that I'm doing, I just practice. I just go up and down. I go. I do that, and I go all the way down, all the way up, backwards, you know. I keep on doing that, and I do it up and down. It's just like, I'll do all four. Wait, see, I messed up. And I'll do that over and over and over, just to get my muscle memory, my hand and picking and speed coordination all together. And then I could just, you know, sometimes I just hear something in my head, and before I could figure out where I'm going, I've done it. And then I look at it, and I'm you can't see it, but I'm impressed with myself. I'm like, holy shit, that sounded great, and I know I'm not going to be able to do that again. I won't be able to duplicate it, you know. But that's it. So yeah, with the you know, with the wah wah too, it's like I'll do when I do the right, just like that. That's the voodoo thing, and I use that a lot. And you may not catch it. I'll use it where I'm not using a wah, and like that, but you won't realize it because I'm just switching the notes around. When I switch the wah, you know, again, that's what's so great about this Morley Wah lock. Wah is I can switch it, and then now it's like when I used to tweak my wah pedals by turning the knob and putting the arm back on it and getting more of a low end growl. Now instead of the wah, now it sounds more like it's talking, like a voice box, and I could do, you know, Peter Frampton. And that's almost in the same pattern as Voodoo Child. I'm guessing that's where Frampton got it from. So, yeah. And if you notice, these are like as far as finger chords. Or I'm always using 2-finger power chords because I could finger pick, but for some reason I just can't manage a chord. So yeah, there's nothing special going on. Some I guess non-guitarist that saw my videos that I know around the area and friends back home, they're like, wow, that's amazing. No, it's really not amazing. It's just basic, simple stuff that I've been doing, and I've jammed with guys I've been playing since I was a kid, and we used to just like pound on the instruments, at one time out in the side of the yard. But then when you're playing and you're playing and then you meet this guy and that guy, and then all of a sudden you're in this band and you're in that band and you're learning new songs. I had guys that actually took guitar lessons completely from beginning to the end, where they know all the chords, they know what they're playing, they know the scales, but for some reason they can't even play a complete song with a solo. They could either do a little bit of it, kind of half-assed, and whatever I didn't know that they knew, I took it from them. I absorbed it like a sponge. But years later, when we got together, sorry about the buzzing, I just thought of it. Years later, when we would get together, like one of the first bands I was in, the guy was moving to Virginia Beach, and it was a messy breakup in this band because they, we had 3 guitar players, a drummer, and a bass player, and it was too many guitar players in the room, and I'm not saying that I was better than the other 3 guitarists, but the other 3 guitarists just weren't getting it. So and as much as I'm trying to show them, it didn't happen. So I just said screw it, and I said, we don't have a bass player. I have a bass, I'll just start playing bass. And I started playing bass with that band. And then when we got together to have like a reunion, patch up things, because one of the drummer and another guitar player wanted me to join them and split away from the other 2 guys, because one guy out of the 3 guitar players, he was just like horrible. He was just starting out, and he's probably better today because everyone starts out like that, but he was just like, this guy should just, he shouldn't be playing at all. And he couldn't really comprehend what was going on. That's how bad it was. He should have just played the bass with 2 fingers, 1 finger here and 1 finger here. By the time we had a reunion, because of the fallout, and guys weren't talking, I was like Sweden. I was talking to everybody, but this guy wasn't talking to that guy wasn't, whatever, normal band bullshit, like what you see in a family. But in families, most of the time they wound up talking after a while. So we had a reunion, and I had my other band at the time, my own band, and I had my bass player. I asked him to come over to play bass so I could play guitar, because it was only the 2 guitar players and the drummer and myself. The 3rd guitar player, he faded off the earth. He fell off the face of the earth, and he had an argument with one of the guys that had an argument. So we started jamming, and I was just cutting loose, and they were like, man, your chops, like you're a very aggressive player. You play so much better than you did before. And I'm like, I'm playing the exact same way I did before. You're hearing me now for the first time. You're paying attention to me now. Before you didn't. Before you thought, you were the shit. Because we did have one guy that said, after all, this band revolves around me. And that's the one guy that everyone didn't want to jam with anymore. Because he came up with some nice melodies, but he came to a solo, he would destroy it. He would bend the string out it, or wasn't bending it enough, or bend it where it didn't. It was bending it out of key. And he thought he was like a Van Halen, and we nicknamed him Van Halen as a joke, because he was the opposite. But it's the same thing. So just keep on playing what you're playing, keep on practicing what you're practicing. I'm not anything special, and every time I get someone that leaves a negative comment, again, like I said, I go to their video and I see what they're doing, and I'm thinking to myself, you've got some nerve. But you know what? I was there where they are now at one point, but I knew I had enough sense not to leave a comment saying, oh, you don't know, you're playing in the wrong key. I would keep that to myself, whether I thought it, whether I knew it, or whether I was just, I'm not going to be an ass about it. So that's it, man. I just wanted to do No, I wanted it to be quick, but it looks like it's been running on for a long time. So thanks for watching. Harley Benton, 550 Deluxe 2. These things are still, I think, very reasonably priced. So if you have any doubts of Harley Benton, and you're a first-time buyer, this thing here, and you've had guitars and you don't want to go with a cheap, inexpensive Harley Benton, you want to go with something that's a little bit up there, because it's like one of the close to the Pro Series. This thing here, I would compare this to any one that's got a Epiphone or anyone that's got a Gibson Standard USA that they're putting out today. This thing here, it's chambered, it's got Tesla pickups, the electronics are good, it's got stainless steel blacksmith frets. So where are you going to get that? And look at that cutaway. Where are you going to get that for the price that they're selling these things for? $300-400 you can get these things for, or even cheaper. So that's it. Thanks for watching, YouTube.